Good morning to all of you. In today's class, we will discuss design of FIR filters. This is the last topic in the 5th unit. And in this design technique, we will see what is an FIR filter and what is the difference between FIR filters and IIR filters, and what are the advantages of FIR filters, and we will see what are the different methods present to design the FIR filters. And in the design procedure we will get some additional terminology that also we will see, and these are very important questions. Actually, you have to consider these as a small questions. They will appear in the final exams. Okay, all these are simple definitions. For 2 marks you will get definitions only, some differences, definitions, advantages like that, and later we will see mathematically how to design an FIR filter. Okay, now so we first of all we will see what is the difference. Sometimes you will get the questions distinguish between FIR filters and IIR filters. Okay, many times it was given in the examinations. So for that purpose I have written this. We'll see one by one what is a FIR filters and IIR filters. As we know that already, I am not writing that FIR filters have the finite impulse response. Okay, that also you can write. So FIR filters, finite impulse. FIR means finite impulse response. Okay, we know that FIR filters has finite impulse response. Finite impulse response. Meaning of this is, it is like this. So we know that h of n is used to represent impulse response, and if it is finite, see, like this. Here also no 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This side minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, like this, plus 5. Okay, all the impulses have the unit magnitude. Okay, all are having unit magnitude. So this is an example of an FIR filter which is having a finite impulse response. Okay, FIR filters have the finite impulse response, and IIR filters have infinite impulse response. That is the main difference between FIR filters and IIR filters. Okay, now that is the first difference. You can add it also if you want. Actually, that we have seen in the beginning classes. Now we will see. So FIR filters, they can be designed to have a perfect linear phase. Okay, perfect linear phase. Linear phase means if the phase angle of the filter transfer function varies linearly with frequency, then we say that it is a linear phase filter. This is one of the important characteristics of FIR filter, because when the phase of the transfer function of filter varies linearly with frequency, then only we can reproduce the output without any distortion. Okay, that is a very important property of the FIR filter. Okay, so we can design the FIR filters with a linear phase, but in IIR filters we don't have a linear phase characteristics. That is the important difference. FIR filters can be easily designed to have a linear phase. IIR filters do not have a linear phase. And this one, recursive and non-recursive realization. So FIR filters can be recursively. You can design the FIR filters in a recursive way and also non-recursive way. So already we have discussed recursive means if the output depends on the present inputs, past inputs as well as the past outputs, we say that it is a recursive realization. Non-recursive realization means simply, so if the output depends on the present inputs and past inputs, then we say that it is a non-recursive realization. and this one is only non-recursive realization. So we can have only a non-recursive realization. Okay, that IIR filters can be designed non-recursively. And coming to this, more flexibility to control the magnitude response. Third one, more flexibility to control the magnitude response, which means you can control the magnitude response. Magnitude response means so frequency versus magnitude. Frequency versus magnitude, like this. This is called generally. On x-axis you will take the frequency, y-axis you take the magnitude. So therefore at each and every frequency we can control the magnitude. For the FIR filters, more flexibility is there to control the magnitude at different frequency values. You will have a less flexibility here. And last one, errors due to round of noise are less in FIR filters because of the feedback is not present. Okay, so feedback means if you want to design the FIR filters, suppose if the output or the present output depends on the past outputs, then we need to have a feedback. You need to have a feedback. So that type of feedbacks are not present in the FIR filters. Therefore, we'll have a less noise. Errors due to round of noise are less in the FIR filters because feedback is not present. Here round of noise is present because in the IIR filters only it is a non-recursive realization. That is why we have it depends on the output. Okay, that is why feedback round of noise is present here, and here even if they are present, they are less. They are less in the FIR filter design. So these four are the important differences between FIR filters and IIR filters. Just you write it and you practice it, because so these are many times this question was given for 2 marks. Differentiate FIR filters and IIR filters. Not only once, many times it was given in the previous exams. So now coming to this advantage, this is also given. Just I have chosen these topics. Actually in the actual syllabus these are not present. If you just look at the previous question papers, they have given what are the advantages of FIR filter. Okay, advantages of all these are FIR filters. Advantages of our discussion mainly focuses on FIR filters now. IIR filters are over. Now we are going to see FIR filters. Advantages of FIR filters. So we can design the exact linear phase. Exact linear phase means so the phase of the filter is linear. Okay, always stable. FIR filters are always stable and they can be designed recursive and non-recursive realizations. FIR filters can be recursively realized and also non-recursive realization. Both are present. So therefore these are some of the advantages of FIR filters. Very important from exam point of view. Next, disadvantages. Coming to the disadvantages. So mainly the disadvantage is for the same given order. Suppose if you take n is equal to 4, which means a fourth order filter. If you want to design fourth order FIR filters, so what we need is 5 to 10 times of the IIR filters. For same specifications, FIR filters order is 5 to 10 times of the IIR filters, which means for the same specifications means what are the specifications generally are present? Pass band ripple, stop band ripple, pass band edge frequency, stop band edge frequency. For the same filter specifications, FIR filters requires so 5 to 10 times of the higher 5 to 10 times of the order present for the IIR filters. Suppose for IIR filter, if the order is 2 for the same specifications, at least it requires 10 to 20. Means so 10 to 20. Suppose assume that a minimum 2, maybe 10 or maybe 20. Like that it varies between so 10 and 20. So that is the one of the main disadvantage of the FIR filters. Okay, even if there are major advantages, so you will have some disadvantage also. So this is one of the disadvantages. For same specifications of the FIR filter as that of the IIR filter, you require the order is 5 to 10 times higher for FIR filters. A large storage requirement is required. Large storage requirement is present in the FIR filter design, because see, when you have a feedback connection, we have to save the present output values in order to give the in the next coming time. Which means if you want to store the output values, we need a memory. But inputs, present inputs, past inputs also, if you want to store the past inputs, past outputs, we need a memory elements. So therefore, we need a large memory requirement, a storage requirement. That is one of the design issues, design problems. And coming to the next one, higher computational facilities are required. Compared to the IR filters, we need a higher computational facilities here, because computational facilities means multipliers, adders, delay elements. Mainly we use in the FIR filter design or IR filter design. Majorly, if you see the we have seen in the third unit. So mainly we need multipliers, adders, delay elements. Okay, these are the three hardware requirements to design the FIR filters. So therefore, multipliers, adders, delay elements. If you have a more number of inputs and outputs, we need more number of these hardware components. So these are some of the disadvantages of the IIR filter. Okay. So next we will see design methods of IIR filters. Okay. What are the design methods to present the IIR filters? I hope you have written already all these things. I am erasing this. Design methods of FIR filters. Okay. These are also important. First one, see, FIR filters can be designed using different methods. They are Windows method, second one, frequency sampling method, frequency sampling method. Third one is optimal or mini-max method. Optimal or mini-max method. So these are the three design methods present for the designing of FIR filters. So our main focus is Windows method. We have different types of windows present to design FIR filters. We are going to see that. Our main focus and entire syllabus is in this Windows methods only. Okay, we are going to design the FIR filters using Windows method. These methods of frequency and optimal methods are different. They are not required for us. Okay. Now, first, after this, we will see what is a windowing. What is a window? We will see what is a window, because see, we are going to discuss Windows method, the Windows method of designing what is a window and what is the need of it. Okay, what is the necessity of it? We will see this. See, what happens is, if you want to design FIR filters, FIR means finite impulse response filters. If you want to have a finite impulse response, what we have to do? We have to truncate that infinite impulse response up to some extent by using some truncation method. Okay, suppose the infinite impulse response method means, clearly observe this. So if we have a infinite impulse response means you will have a infinite samples like this. For all the values of n, you will have a even for negative values of n also you have the impulse response and so on and so on. Okay, this is some h of n. This is the infinite impulse response because in both the sides you will have a, so impulses they are extending from minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay, so -2, -3 and so on. So this side 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on it will have for all the values. So it is having some finite magnitude or amplitude. Okay, now so if you want to design a FIR filters, we have to cut down this. That cut down is called truncation. Okay? Truncation. We have to truncate it up to some extent. Suppose I want to have a finite impulse response filter only from -3 to +3. Okay? Only I need in this range. Then what I have to do? I have to truncate this above +3 and so below -3. I have to truncate all the samples. I have to cut down all the samples. So whenever if we are doing that procedure, cut down means so remaining all the samples are eliminated. Okay, if you want to do that, generally what we do is if you cut it, then the Fourier series representation of that sequence h of n will not converge abruptly. Okay, suddenly, as we are suddenly cutting down this, that Fourier series representation, it will not converge abruptly or suddenly as you are cutting this as a sudden truncation. Because of this, what happens is you will have a ripples in the pass band as well as in the stop band. Okay, so it looks like this. That is called Gibbs phenomenon. When you truncate the sequence or any signal, what happens is you will have a ripples in the pass band as well as in the stop band. You assume that this is the pass band, this is stop band. Okay, so I want to have only from -3 to +3. Remaining all samples I don't want it. That is actually a finite impulse response design. So in the finite impulse response design, I need to have only a specific number of samples. So therefore, when you cut down it or when you truncate it, then what happens is due to the abrupt convergence of Fourier series will not takes place, you will get some oscillations in the pass band as well as in the stop band. Okay, these oscillations, this phenomenon is called a Gibbs phenomenon, and because of this, so you may have some difficulty in the design. Okay, so suddenly whenever you are truncating, you get such type of problem. Even if we are getting this, so we cannot directly we cannot have a smooth transition or smooth pass band as well as a stop band. Multiple oscillations takes place in the pass band as well as in the stop band. So then what you have to do is, so why this is happening? Because of the non-convergence of the Fourier series abruptly. So that is why these oscillations are taking place. So therefore, if you want to smoothly truncate this infinite impulse response to a finite impulse response, what we have to do is we have to multiply or we have to weight so this infinite impulse response by some weighing function. A weighing function. That weighing function is called a window. Window is nothing but it is a weighing function which is used to truncate the infinite impulse response smoothly to get a smooth magnitude in the pass band as well as magnitude in the stop band. So that is the purpose of window. So window is nothing but it is a weighing function used to truncate the infinite impulse response to have a smooth pass band as well as the stop band. Okay, that is what is the window technique.
and what is the need for window technique, right? So what is, that also I have explained. Window is a function or weighing function which is multiplied to the infinite impulse response in order to get a smooth pass band as well as a stop band. So our purpose is we want to remove this or we want to reduce this oscillations in the pass band as well as oscillations in the stop band. So how to get, why these oscillations are happening? Because if you truncate the infinite impulse response abruptly, you get these oscillations. So therefore, to reduce these oscillations, we multiply the weighing function, some weighing function, and this infinite impulse response. Then when we weigh these two, means when we multiply these two, window function, you assume that this some window function is there. That window function, if you multiply it, so then what happens is you will have a smooth pass band as well as stop band. Like this, if you have suppose you assume that there is a weighing function called Wn. There is a weighing function called Wn, and this Wn is a window function. We can say that this Wn is a window function. Now when you multiply these two, then what happens is, so oscillations which are present previously, we have seen those oscillations are so smoothly reduced. Oscillations are converted, see this, like this, minus 1, plus 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Now this window function having 7 samples, they are in a rectangular form, and if you multiply these two, then we say that we get the smooth pass band as well as the stop band, and this type of function is called a window. Okay, window. Now we are going to see this type of windows in our design. So different types of windows, rectangular window, this is actually a rectangular window, triangular window, hanging window. Using different types of windowing techniques, we are going to see the FIR filter design. Okay, so this is also important. What is a window and what is the necessity of it? Window is a weighing function used to truncate the given infinite impulse response smoothly without having any oscillations in the pass band and stop band. That is what is a window and the purpose of window. What is the purpose of window? So the purpose of window is to have a no oscillations in the pass band and stop band. Okay, so that is the window and its necessity and requirement. Characteristics of window. So this is the next one. Next important thing we have to consider. What are the just now we have seen what is a window and what is the necessity of window, right? Now we are going to see desirable characteristics and what characteristics must have a window. Okay, that is what we are going to see. Now these are the important points about the window characteristics, and you have to note it down, and also we will see one by one. The central lobe of the frequency response of the window should contain the most of the energy and it should be narrow. Okay, that is the very important property. Suppose see, I will explain this with a simple example. You assume that this is the frequency response of a window. Frequency response of a window like this. Some window. This is the frequency response of a window. Assume that. Now here, this one from here to here, it is called main lobe or major lobe. Okay, main lobe or major lobe or central lobe. Okay, central lobe. Okay, this is central lobe, and these are remaining. These are side lobes. Side lobes. Two sides you have the side lobes. These are also side lobes. Okay, now with respect to this diagram, we are going to discuss all these things, right? Central lobe of the frequency response. This is the frequency response. This entire diagram is the frequency response. So central lobe of the frequency response of the window should contain most of the energy and it should be narrow. So that is the first one. See, suppose if we consider this is 100% energy, so maximum 98 to 99% of the total energy, at least 95% of the total energy must contain in this first main lobe or central lobe. Remaining 1 or 2% energy may be present in the side lobes. So that is the point, right? So the central lobe of the frequency response of the window should contain most of the energy. Most means maybe 95, above 95. So 95% or above 95% of the total energy must present in this central lobe, and also the central lobe should be narrow. Okay, so if you have you see another filter windowing technique. This is the one, and third one. Okay. Now see this. Out of this is having some large width. This is a narrow, still narrow, like that. So central lobe of the frequency response of the window, any window, maybe different windows are there. Window should contain the most of the energy, and it should be narrow. Okay, that is the importance of this. If you have 3 windows like this, always prefer this. See, that central lobe must be narrow, and also most of the energy must contain in the central lobe. So that is one of the desirable properties of the window, right? Any window, maybe rectangular, triangular, hanging, different types of windows are there. When you come to that point, you will see. Next one, the highest side lobe level of the frequency response should be small. So here, this is the first side lobe or highest side lobe. In some cases, we may have multiple number of side lobes like this. The highest side lobe of the frequency response should be small. So this must be very, very small. This side lobe amplitude or magnitude must be very low. So that is this point. Because when this is low, these remaining lobes are also further they are getting lesser and lesser. So that is the point. So the highest side lobe level. This is the highest side lobe level. This must be small. Once if it is small, further oscillations also have the smaller amplitude. So therefore, most of the energy is contained in the major lobe or central lobe. That is the purpose. That is the meaning of this second one. The highest side lobe level of the frequency response should be small. And third one is the side lobes of the frequency response should decrease in the energy rapidly as omega tends to infinity. You assume that this is 0. This is a pi. This is somewhere here. You assume that this is pi, and this side it is minus pi, like this, minus pi. Okay, so this is minus pi, like that. What is the meaning of this? The side lobes of the frequency response should decrease in energy rapidly. So therefore, this energy of the side lobes must reduce fastly, very fastly. So to get the 0 within this pi, within this 0 to pi, energy of the side lobes must reduce to 0. The side lobes of the frequency response should decrease in energy rapidly as omega tends to pi. As omega tends to pi, this is omega axis, as omega tends to pi, side lobe amplitude must reduce, and it must be very, very small value. Finally, as omega reaches pi, it must be 0. Okay, so these are the desirable properties of any window technique. Okay, any window technique to design the FIR filters. Okay, now I am removing this, and we will see different types of windows. Now, see. Impulse response of linear phase FIR filter. Impulse response of linear phase FIR filter. So that is, we can write like this: h of z sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity hn z power minus n, and the frequency response is frequency response. So that is h into e power j omega. This is equal to sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity okay. So this is the frequency response. Okay, whatever we are going to design FIR filters, the impulse response of the FIR filter is h of z, linear phase FIR filter, h of z sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity hn into z power minus n, and if you substitute z is equal to e power j omega, then you will get the frequency response. Okay, so h into e power j omega is the frequency response, h of n, that impulse response I am writing as it is, and I am writing z is equal to e power j omega, then you will get so e power minus j omega. Okay, now we will see different types of windows. First one, a rectangular window. Second one, triangular window. Third one, hanging window. Hanging. Third one is hanging window. Okay, so we have a Kaiser window, different another windows are also there, but so these are the major important things we need. So rectangular window, triangular window, hanging window, hanging window. So therefore these types of windows are used to truncate that infinite impulse response smoothly. And now we are going to see one by one what is a rectangular window, how to use the rectangular window, what is the frequency response of rectangular window, how to get it. Okay, so therefore the thing what you have to remember is how to get the smooth transition or smooth pass band and stop band means you multiply these rectangular windows. Generally windows are represented by Wn. Windows are represented by Wn. So you multiply the h of n and Wn to get the windowing technique. Okay, that we will see in the next class. I will stop here. Thank you.